Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 Oh,
Like to say thank you to our audience for tuning in. When and if you do tune in and watch either live or the recorded session, that's fine. Either way, this is something new for us as we live stream a kind of a mini adventure, not even really a full one shot. It is just a mini adventure that will bring our characters, these are all third level characters, out of the Discord roleplay and into more of a tabletop or virtual tabletop in this case um, environment. And we will be using theater of the mind in case anybody is wondering. We won't be using any battle mats at this particular time as I'm still adapting to new stream setups and so on. So um, we'll figure that out. So just to go around, and I'm going to ask everybody to kind of introduce who they are and what character it is that they are playing. So we'll start it right next to me, which is Kale Thunderstride.
Hey, I'm Jack. I'm going to be playing Kale Thunderstride, a fell-handed giant who has come from Usafia and has decided to go wandering uh, the Middlelands, specifically the Mistwood, in order to find ancient arcane knowledge and try to blend his his giant magic with his dragonborn with his dragon ancestry.
Excellent. Gabba.
All right. Well, Gabba is my little 3-foot goblin. She's a barbarian. She's been out in the wild all by her lonesome, but then she found Mistwood and all the fun people, and have been making friends and having fun.
Excellent. And Alira.
hi, I'm Lorelai, and I'm going to be playing Illyra Tidewalker tonight, who is a coastal-born human ranger. So, and
Uh-oh.
she came to Mistwood to try to solve a few interesting mysteries.
Excellent. And we've lost our fourth player.
Oh no.
Moment here. So we'll give her a moment here to see if she can reconnect. Oh, there we go. And she's back. And so we're in perfect timing. We're on to you now, Luca. Who are you and who are you playing?
Yes. Hi, I am Jenny, and this is my character, Luca Greycliff. She is a variant human warlock, and she comes from the Ether Bloom, where she has her unicorn patron has sent her out into the world to see what is wrong with the Mistwood, for one, right any wrongs, and to kind of learn about her own people and what's out there in the great wide world.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, just to sum it up as well for those watching, Luca has mentioned she's from the Ether Bloom. That is our original campaign setting version or variation of the Feywild. It's a little bit more chaotic and violent in some cases than the Feywild is, which is kind of saying a lot, I guess, because the Feywild's pretty crazy to begin with. And most of the players, I don't think actually any of these current players, well, maybe Gaba, know that she's actually from the Ether Bloom. Now, that being said, this particular group of individuals, they all are just that. They are individuals that live in or around currently the town of Mistwood, which is a central town in the region of the Middlelands. And they have seen a job posting or on the job board that there is the need to investigate the appearance of what is known as the Ice Antler Stag, who is generally an omen or in some case a blessing from Kumir, who is the father of the gods. And whatever this means to follow it, the appearance of it obviously means something Otherwise, it wouldn't be here in general. There have been a lot of mishaps going on when it comes to the actual forest of Mistwood, which is home to the only 3 direct portals to the Ether Bloom itself. So it's a very active and interesting arcane environment. So that being said, our group of would-be heroes have made an appearance and shown up at the entrance to the the Hunter's Trail, which is where these tracks have been seen or spotted. The Hunter's Trail stretches out before the 4 of you, a narrow path winding into the heart of the Mistwood Forest. Snow blankets the ground in a thick, unbroken layer, muffling your footsteps as the dense mist presses in around you. Every branch, every bush, tree is cloaked in frost, and their shapes blurred into shadowy outlines. Because of the fog that drops down to about 3 feet off the ground, visibility is stifling. No more than 10 feet ahead of yourselves are you able to see. This mist swallows all, with the exception, of course, of Gaba, who is about 3 feet tall. You spot the tracks again that have been talked about. The Ice Antler Stag's cloven hooves leave a faint, icy shimmer behind, as though the snow itself cannot conceal the godly creature's passage. Its presence hangs heavy in the air, a faint sense of divine purpose pulling you forward. The trail curves to the left up ahead, deeper into the mist-shrouded forest. You guys can make me a perception check.
Crazy. Where's your breath?
Kale.
Okay.
Really? You thought you could get away with it? Just because I was in here?
I'm trying to find my perception. 1 second.
Ah!
Okay. That would be a 19.
19. Okay. And for Gaba,
18.
18. Nice. Luca,
23.
23. Serena,
Hang on. Sorry. 18.
18. Okay. So you guys actually all spot them. There is another set of tracks that cross over the Stag's tracks right at the entrance to the Hunter's Trail.
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord.
They are
1 second. You're good. Keep going. I just have a dog in my lap.
they
Hang on.
are
Let me mute.
they are human booted footprints that cross over, leading east to west, heading in the direction, actually, Luca, of your homestead.
Okay.
So what's everybody doing?
If
Kale is just going.
Go ahead.
You first.
If we are close to the homestead, she would call her familiar out to her, who will appear as a form of white raven.
200 yards? 300 yards?
Is that too far?
Pizza box all shredded.
Trying to remember what the ranges of the telepathic bond that you
I
would
think
have.
it's only 100 yards. I don't recall.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's a little bit beyond your reach at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, Gab was just padding forward, following the main tracks, unless
So
anyone says
you're-
otherwise.
All right, so Gab is starting to move forward down the main path. Everybody else following suit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kale's basically just going to stoically follow Gaba.
Okay.
But that was the
So
mission.
I-
She didn't know otherwise.
Question. Since I am a hunter, am I familiar at all with this, or I take it because
With-
I am
Like
On the
what are you trying to ascertain?
So we are following the tracks, right? Sorry, I was a little distracted because of chaos.
Yeah, you are following the tracks of a great stag. Now, keep in mind, you really have, other than myth and legend, you have had no
Mhm.
direct knowledge of the Ice Antler Stag because, again, no one usually is said to have seen it,
Mhm.
except for one person in the party, which is Gaba, says that he or she claims to have seen it.
Mhm.
But it looks like you are definitely following the hoof prints of a stag.
Okay, and I can tell it's not a normal, like,
It's
deer.
big.
Okay.
Like it would be a really old stag.
Okay.
But we did cross paths of a trail going towards Lucas Place, and so that's an option if anyone wants to say, "Hey, you know."
Okay.
Luca could
Yeah,
mention
I
that
think,
she did the other night when she was at her home
I
saw
think Luca, if you
flash of
want to
white.
make an intelligence check, Luca, see if you can put two and two together here.
I rolled a 16. Let me get my modifier.
Yeah, you're good. Anything over a 12.
Okay.
Well, Thistle did tell you of a human that had walked from basically the area of the Hunter's Trail out past your homestead onto the farmer's road and then back. And it is a human boot print that, like, a single person, and there's been no snowfall all day. It's a single person has gone across the path, like maybe scouting the forest in one hand. So you're putting two and two together. That's probably who it was that those tracks come from.
Okay.
Okay. So after you guys are moving forward, you've been going forward for about a half an hour,
Mhm.
and you're carefully following. It's not really that hard, because again, these hoof prints are really solid and noticeable. But you do notice that the forest is changing.
Mhm.
The biting chill that had gripped the air gives way to an unexpected warmth. The frost vanishes from the branches, and the snow underfoot thins until it disappears entirely. Leaves glisten with dew, and the air carries the rich scent of damp earth. Only the stag's trail retains its wintry touch. Hoarfrost clings faintly to the ground with every step it took, a stark contrast to the lush greenery now surrounding it.
Pretty.
Well, it might be what we're looking for.
I am
Uh,
going to roll a Arcana check to see if there's any magic involved in this.
You need a 10 or higher.
And that would be a 10.
Well, beats it, right? So, yes, there is magic involved. And Gaba, you can make me a survival check, actually.
Survival. 14.
14. This feels, as you're getting to this point, just before you got here, it's almost like that same temperature change or variation you feel when you go into your plant wall compound right
Yeah.
around the lake. So very similar type of environmental feeling you're getting.
Okay.
Okay.
But
You
not
guys,
hers.
what's that?
But not her location. It's a different one.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's
Gotcha,
not.
gotcha.
You're nowhere near where your camp is. That's for sure. The Stag's Trail leads into a dense thicket where the trees grow closer together. Their gnarled roots twist through the undergrowth. As you press on, the ground shifts beneath your feet, and a sudden tension pulls at your legs. Looking down, you see creeping vines writhing through the earth, winding towards you like searching fingers. What do you do? Kale.
Okay. I'm going to try to do maybe an insight check here. See if I can see the intentions of these vines.
Okay.
And that would be a 17.
With the 17, you kind of, you examine the movement of these vines and what they're doing. They're plants. They don't seem to have any kind of necessary sentience to them, and their whole purpose would be to ensnare anybody passing through it.
Okay.
So we'll leave it at that. That's your action. You did an insight. Gabba, what are you doing?
She'd be like, ew, 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 and just try to get out of the way of them.
So you're trying to avoid them?
Mm-hmm.
Strength or athletics check, please.
Well, it's the same thing for me, so athletics.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Nice. So, Gabby, using your athletics, you see a rock nearby, and you leap up onto the rock and away from these vines, avoiding their grasp. On to Luca. What are you doing when you see this? Because again, normally you don't see anything. Keep in mind, for everybody else, your visibility is very minimal for those of you except for Gabba, but you do feel that movement tugging at your feet. So when you look down is when you see these writhing vines.
Luca would say, "Tangler vines," and try to backtrack and get out of them.
Okay. So are you going to use acrobatics or athletics to try and get away?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay.
Ooh, I rolled a nat 20. That's a 23.
Nice.
Nat 20. You manage, in the fog, you manage to see an outline of what you think is a branch, and you jump up just enough and you do grab on, and you swing clear back just about 5 feet and away from their ensnaring movements. Alira.
So hearing that she said tangler vines and feeling them, I am going to try and elude the vines as well. Try and get out of the
Okay, as I said, you can do dexterity, you can do acrobatics or athletics.
I think I will do athletics. How do I roll? And that would be 18.
18. You
good.
definitely, you don't see the same rock that Gabba jumped up onto until it's kind of too late, but you do manage to see a log nearby, and you actually leap almost over top of it and get away from it.
Okay.
So now 3 of you are out of range of this. Right now, Kale, you are the only one standing amidst the actual vine. So I need you to make me an initiative roll, please.
Oh no.
So much for me trying to think this might not be so deadly. 15.
Okay. You actually beat me, so you do get the opportunity now to avoid. Are you going to use acrobatics or athletics or do something else, like attack them or cut them or burn them or whatever?
I have a burning spell.
What are you choosing to do?
Yeah. I'm going to let my dice decide that one. Oh, and they decide to choose the violent option. Firebolt. Right at the plants.
Okay. Roll damage.
Okay. Trying to know how firebolt damage is. That would be 1d10. Okay. Where's my d10? Here's my d10. And that would be 3 damage. Plus my
3
spell
damage.
casting. Plus my spell casting
Okay. Make
modifier.
me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Dexterity save.
Hmm.
And that would be
Sorry, what?
a 10.
Okay, so you failed, so you also take 3 damage as you are burned in the part. Actually, yeah, I think you have a resistance though to fire, if I remember correctly. You might not.
Yes.
Yes. So you take half of that. So you take 1.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me double check. My resistance is 2. That would be lightning, not fire.
Okay, so you are not immune to fire, so you take 3 damage. Okay, with that, so you have. Sorry, what was your initiative again? It was 15, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, was that firebolt or lightning? Something.
He's got resistance.
I casted firebolt, but I have a resistance to.
Oh, gotcha. So it was still fire. Okay.
Okay, with that, as you set fire to it and you see these vines, you guys all see the vines catching fire and smoke rising up from the ground in different spots as the fire spreads and twists. With that, you kind of see some of the forest just in the outlying area seems to move, and you hear some cracking of branches. And stepping into the clearing towards Kale are 2 of these, look like sticks or twigs, but large, and they have like these skeleton-like structure to them. And it seems to be moving towards Kale. And let's see what the movement is here. 30 feet. So yes. So they both move up to you, Kale, and they take shots at you, take swipes with these big kind of like tree branch arms.
All right.
9 on the first one. Natural 20 on the second.
That hits.
Yeah. So that's a definite hit on the second one.
Oh.
6 plus 1. 7 points of damage.
Okay. That hurts.
Okay. And you're up.
All
And
right.
at this point, as he's doing that, the other 3 can roll initiatives if you choose.
14 for Gabba.
Gabba's 14. Luca?
6.
6. Elira?
13.
13.
Do I recognize what these things are, or what they possibly could be?
You can make me a nature check.
Okay.
Actually, so can. Actually, Luca, you don't need to make a nature check. You know what they are. These are twig blights. You've seen them before.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going first, I'm guessing?
19
Oh, 19.
for my nature check.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, 19, yeah. They're twig blights. You've seen them before. You know, actually, you're going before we go into top of initiative. It's your turn, actually, Kale.
Well, I have an idea then.
Okay.
I'm going to use a level 2 spell.
Okay.
Misty Step.
Okay.
I'm just Misty Stepping out of this situation.
All right.
I'm just going to pop up right next to Gabba.
All right.
How do you do that?
So you've
I know the
Step.
spell Misty Step.
At the top of the initiative round are the blights, twig blights, and they're kind of looking around this clearing. They see Gabba and now Kale up by Kale just behind the rock, Gaba on the rock. They see Luca just back a little ways, just outside the clearing. And of course, they do see Alira kind of standing behind a log. They are still looking rather irritated and agitated. You do not have to engage. You can take this round to disengage and leave the area if you choose.
Well, Gabba has a plan, so.
Okay, if you choose to stay in initiative. Actually, I'm just going to go through the initiative order, and we'll see what you guys choose to do.
Yeah.
At this point, the closest one to the blights is actually Luca, so they are going to move towards Luca at this point. So both of them moving. They do not get close enough, though, to take a swipe. They're still about 5 feet away from you.
Mhm.
So on the next one up is Kale. You are next, and then Gabby, you're on deck.
So if they're approaching Luca, that would prompt Kale to try to defend Luca in this case. Which means I'm casting a spell.
Okay. What are you casting?
Ooh, that's an idea. I'm going to try to cast Chromatic Orb so that it doesn't hit Luca, it just hits those two.
Yep, you got enough space to do that. So tell us what that spell does.
Yes, I need to double check that one again.
What spell is it you're casting? Prismatic Orb?
Chromatic Orb.
Chromatic Orb?
You hurl an orb of energy at a target within range. You choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder. Which I'm thinking fire would be the best for plants. And then make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 3d8 damage of the chosen type.
Okay, so you can target one of them.
Yep.
Okay, so you hurl this orb of fire, basically, towards one of the twig blights.
And then I gotta make a ranged spell attack. Which I rolled a 17.
That hits.
Okay, so 3d8. 7, 8, 2.
Quite a lot. Okay, you see it literally burst into flames and almost like explode. Twigs flying everywhere. Gabby, you're up. Alira, you're on deck.
Oh no. Okay. Well, Gabba's going to try to run up and get between Kale and the other twig, and she's going to be like, "Stop! Make friends!" And she's going to cast Goodberry and put a Goodberry in front of the twig to try to make peace, and that's her action.
Okay.
Serena would be proud.
Oh, dear. Okay, so you cast Goodberry and you've laid a Goodberry down.
That's
at the
it.
ground. All right, and that brings us to Alira. What are you doing?
Okay, so question: do I know if these things are controlled by another creature, or what brought them to us, or why they're irritated in general?
You know, and especially in these particular woods, you have heard that twig blights can be used and controlled by other creatures, but they also are a pretty naturally occurring entity within these woods themselves. They are, when disturbed, aggressive.
Can I see if there is something watching us that summon the twig bites on us?
Roll a perception check.
Being at 20.
Yep, you
Nice.
definitely search around, and you're looking, and you see fog And more fog.
I don't see.
And oh, and you see a twig blade.
I tried. And I guess in that case, I'll you know what? I will hold my action in case it decides to attack Gabba. Then I will attack it
Okay, so you're holding an action. All right,
with my
Luca,
bow.
you're up.
So GABA has run in between.
Mm-hmm.
Gabba's running between the twig blight and Kale.
Okay, so
There is 5 feet of space in between you and the twig blight in front of you.
okay. I would seek to disengage, thinking that us getting caught in the vines, especially fire blasting the vines, might have been what's irritated them, so it might be our own fault. So she would step
Okay.
away if she could.
You're just yep, you definitely can. You're 5
Maybe
feet away.
whisper a few words in Sylvan of sorry, we were just trying to pass in Sylvan.
In Sylvan, okay, and you take steps back and away to disengage. You are more than you were 5 feet away, so you're not going to trigger an opportunity attack. You have stepped away. It then turns its attention on its turn now, turns and looks at Gabba, who has put this good berry down at its feet. It moves the 20 feet between the two of them and takes a swipe.
My attack action will go off.
Yep, it sure will. And I don't think this is going to hit you. Gabba, I think it is a 13. Does a 13
That
hit you?
comes shy.
It just comes up short. So swing and a miss.
Gabba came up shorter.
Oh,
It misjudged your height.
Fish.
20. What was it? 22 to hit.
Hits.
All right. Let me roll damage. Where's that? Plus 5. 12 damage.
12. And you, sorry, what were you hitting it with?
My my master crafted longbow.
Okay. So you managed to target basically the skull, what looked like the skull of this skeletal tree. That's what it really looked like, and knock it from its place, and the entire thing just clatters to the ground. A bunch of twigs and sticks scattering everywhere. The clearing at this point is silent.
Gabba goes to grab a twig to keep with her. Maybe she can regrow it, make it a friend.
Kale just basically plays. You first.
Just looks over at Gabba and raises an eyebrow. What do you plan to do with that?
I'm gonna plant it and grow it and make another one, but a good one.
You're a strange little creature, but all right.
Thank you.
Kale just gently places his hand on Gabba's shoulder and just goes, "Not everything is good-willed, unfortunately."
Did she know his name yet?
Nope.
Tall man made fire.
Yes. My name is Kale. Kale Thunderstride.
Kyle make fire. Her little pendant glows, and she's like, she remembers the tracks, and it's like, oh wait, there's tracks there. So
I have a question.
Yes.
Would her lantern of revealing help us to see better in the fog? Because it specifically let me get to it. new character. Sorry, guys. It illuminates invisible creatures or objects within its light. So light would kind of dissipate the fog, I think.
Yeah, it's not going to disperse the fog
Mhm.
or allow you to see through the fog. If there was something that would normally be just invisible, unnaturally invisible, then you could see it.
Okay.
But
I just thought I'd,
for chance, it's really not going to help make a difference at this point.
okay, just
You
thought I'd
do
ask.
still see the trail as you're kind of looking down. You see that. You see the trail on the other side of this clearing. Now the vines are all burnt away. They're all ash on the ground, and their twigs are all broken apart from these blights. And you see the stag tracks continuing on forward.
We should really be careful, though. We don't know what's in these woods. And there may be things in here that may or may not want us in here. So let's be on guard. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're all continuing forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Carefully.
So you all continue the trail forward, and as I mentioned, you're in some spots are all mucky and leaf-covered grounds, but you still see these frost-covered hoof prints leading forward for about another 30 minutes. And at that point, it leads you to a shallow stream. You can the waters are glowing an eerie light blue. The stones beneath the surface seem to shimmer as if alive. Their shifting patterns almost hypnotic. The air is heavy, charged with magic. A faint hum emanates from the water itself. Crossing without disturbing the stream may be more challenging than it seems. You might actually have to just walk through it, but unless you can find another way. The hoof prints continue on the other side.
How wide is the stream?
It's about 10 feet, 10, 15 feet here and there.
Yeah, Gabba just goes to the edge and stares, gives the others a chance to figure out what they're going to do first.
I think she goes over and like kneels next to the water. Is this like like you said, it was unusual water? Can she cast Arcana or something to see what's different about this water?
So you're using an Arcana. You're not just an Arcana check.
Yes.
Okay, roll Arcana.
To see what she can figure out. What's different about this water and if it's safe.
Let me know what you get.
Will do. 19.
19. Well, one, definitely magic. Water, stones, riverbed, all of it seems magical. As for safe, you're not really sure. Maybe. But you are getting the feeling that, this kind of magic, and it's not little magic, it might be best to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Luca? You pick up on the fact this is definitely ether bloom-esque.
Yeah, I was going to say that. She would know that we should avoid it. I was more thinking to try and jump it if I had a.
Yeah, you can make an athletics roll to attempt to jump the stream.
Does anybody have a?
I have an option that might work. I need to check though if that's a possibility. If I could take Misty Step and take people with me, then
you can't. Misty Step is not for more than one person. It's for you.
Fair enough.
Jump! And she makes a running jump. Gabba tries to jump the stream.
Okay, athletics check.
Athletics. 14.
14. You make it to the other side, clearing it by a good foot.
Come on, it's easy.
Well,
Can I get some help, like borrow somebody's quarterstaff to plant and use to make the jump?
Okay. Kale passes you his quarterstaff.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so I'm gonna roll
slightly bigger than
athletics.
normal quarterstaff, but yeah.
Are you going to put the
she-
quarterstaff on the edge or into the water?
No, on the edge.
Okay.
And vault the water.
She's gonna
Okay,
pull-
so you're trying to plant it and then vault over. Is that what you're
Yep.
trying to do? Okay. I'm
Still be
going
an acrobatics roll.
to, you're going to need an acrobatics roll for sure, but I also need you to make me a to hit roll,
A what?
That's it.
just an unarmed strike roll.
Oh my word.
As you're taking a running jab through a dark forest to make sure that you are planting that quarterstaff where you're not disturbing the water.
Okay, so planting of
So that one first.
quarterstaff. Now, how do I make that planting
Just roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
and add my strength? Okay, that is a 14. And the other
14.
one is a 13.
Okay. You plant the quarterstaff almost perfectly, almost right at the very edge, and it goes up, no disturbance to the rocks or to the water. And as you let go of it, it even falls back down on the other side where Kale's still standing. And you leap, doing a flip in the air, and come down on the other side, just short of hitting the water. So you almost got your feet wet, but you are now safely on the other side.
You did it!
Kale, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, Kale sees that everybody else has decided to take the leap, so he's going to try to do it himself.
Good luck, big man.
He does an athletics check to jump over.
Your legs are longer. Wouldn't it be easier for you?
True, I am 8 feet tall.
Yeah, it should be an easier jump for you.
Unless I roll a nat 1.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no. You rolling that one?
Okay.
What a time to roll a nat 1.
Hey, it'll make a great splash.
We're going to find out what the water does.
8 foot tall splash.
All right. So basically, on the other side, you two are watching Kale and Illyra still back on the original side. Illyra watching as Kale takes a running leap to go over top of the river. Unfortunately, as Kale's foot comes down just before the edge of the water, his foot slips into the hole that was left by the quarterstaff, and Kale does a face plant into the water itself. This splashing water going everywhere. What you guys see as he's lying there face down is this humanoid figure made entirely of swirling, semi-transparent water. The body is constantly shifting and rippling, droplets falling to the ground, only to reform into a liquid form as well. Its eyes gleam like tiny glowing pearls, and faint steam rises around the edges as it moves, giving it an ethereal, almost ghostly appearance. Its voice gurgles like a babbling brook, and its laughter sounds like the splashing of waves against a rocky shore. While small, you know what this is, Luca. It is a water mephit. It's deceptive in its agility, darting across the area with a fluid grace. It carries an aura of dampness, and wherever it seems to go, everything around it is getting wet and slippery, leaving tiny puddles in its wake. What are you guys do? Actually, at this point, no, it's not a what are you doing. Sorry, my bad. It's roll initiative.
Oh no!
This is twice now.
So-
Kale gotten us into combat.
So
Yep.
Gabba and Luca are on the other side of the stream,
Yes.
and Eliza is on the
Eli-
the original
Alira
side.
and Alira is on
Alira.
the other side, and Kale's face down in the water.
In the middle
Mhm.
stream. And Luca has to roll initiative, but she's trying not to laugh.
All right.
That one for
Uh,
initiative as well.
What's that?
Yep.
No, for Kale. That one.
Not one for initiative. And I get a +1.
It's 3.
Okay, so you got a 2 initiative. Okay. And
14 for Gabba.
14 for Gavin.
22 for Elira.
I
Total of
think Kale has a
18
good reason for why he's got that
for
one.
Luca.
18 for Luca. And a 12 for me. Okay, so at the top of the round, Alira, what are you doing?
Can I pull him out of the water?
So you reach down to aid him out of the water?
Trying not to touch the water.
Okay.
I want to try and pull him out without
You
touching the
will.
water.
You do realize at this point, because this thing is still close enough to you guys, you could definitely get an opportunity attack off. It could get an opportunity attack on you
Mhm.
if you reach down to
Okay.
help Kale out of the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm a good person. I'm gonna try and help him.
Okay.
I'll risk it. I'll risk the opportunity attack.
All right. So you reach down. Kale, you are helped lifted out of the water, so you will not lose any of the movement on your turn. However, you are still on Alira's side of the water. Now, Alira, as you do reach down, however, you see the water around Kale splash up towards you in a violent burst of energy. Does a 13 hit you?
Let me see. Let me try my ace. No, does not hit.
So the water just falls short at where you manage to kind of pull him up and out of the way fast enough. The water just drops to the ground and gets wet.
He's just smirks a little bit.
Luca, you are next. And Gabby, you're on deck.
Okay. So, she sees the water method attack. So she knows that they're not going to get out of there without a fight. So I guess she's going to try and throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
It'll be blessed.
Okay. Spell attack. Okay. Rolling. That's 16 plus 6.
Okay, you hit.
21.
Definite hit.
Do 1d10 plus 4. 10. Which is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11
11 points of damage.
points.
You hear like a swooshing of water as it makes impact. So you definitely hit and definitely did some damage. Gabba, you're up.
Wait a
can't
minute.
really read-
Hold on.
oh,
Stop.
Oh, not done yet?
I forgot. Oh, that. Never mind. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
all right, good. Okay, so Gabby, you're up.
I can't really. Well, first off, is Kale like in the water, or is he like next to the water
He's out
creature?
now.
Okay,
He's
okay.
out
okay.
now. Lifted him up out of the water.
Thing is, I can't get to the creature without going into the water myself, can I?
It's pretty much in the center of the stream. So if you went right up to the water, like you've already disturbed the water itself, or the water has been disturbed, and that's what brought this thing out of the water.
Right.
So you can probably go right up into the water if you want, or right at least to the edge, and still make an attack on it.
Okay, she'll pull out a rapier, walk up, and go like, "Go away!" and kind of just swing a rapier at it.
Okay.
That is a 9 to hit.
You seem to swing and slash, but what you end up hitting is some of the water that's just swirling up out of the stream itself, and you slash basically through the water, and it's unscathed.
And that's it.
Okay, and it will now take its action. As it sits there and swirls and moves, the little bit of what you see as steam and mist rising up around it seems to grow and expand. There is now a 10-foot radius obscuring mist around this particular creature, meaning all attacks against it and from it are at disadvantage. And that's
Cool.
it for its action. And now we are on to Kale. And next up will be Alira at the top of the round.
Huh. Okay. So disadvantage.
Yep.
I'm going to have to do this then. Kara's going to try to walk up to this creature and use Shocking Grasp. At disadvantage. Okay, I rolled a 17 and a 20.
Okay, so you hit regardless of disadvantage. Roll damage.
Yep. Let me just double check the damage for Shocking Grasp.
Glad no one else is in the water.
Except for Kale.
I'm resistant to lightning.
That's right.
1d8 lightning damage. And I rolled d8.
You roll the 8. So it takes 8 points of damage. You take 4. And now top of the round. Alira, you're up.
All right. So is it where I can hit it with a sword without going into the water and getting electrocuted?
You will be right at the edge of the water, therefore you'll pretty much have contact with the water.
Oh.
I mean, there's not much more that can happen to you unless Kale decides to do Shocking Grasp again.
Okay. So it has taken damage, so yay. Okay.
Yes.
So
You have disturbed the water elemental
So I am going to attempt to hit it with my short sword. And,
Okay.
I'm also going to be using one of my ranger features, Colossus Slayer. That says once per turn I can deal an extra 1d8 damage to the creature if it's below its hit point maximum, meaning if it's taking damage, right?
It has taken damage. A lot.
Okay. So I'm going to roll and then also use Colossus Slayer on it. If it hits.
Yep.
And that would be... Where's me? Okay. That'd be a 27 to hit.
27. Disadvantage?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So you have hit it and roll damage.
And then cool. This
Much better sword than I am.
1d. Okay, so that. Yeah. Sorry, it's taking me a second. I'm trying to figure out her. I'm going up and down on my thing. Um, 9. So that would be a total. There's no on it. Of 16 damage.
16
Good damage.
damage.
It was 6 plus a mod on the actual attack, and then 7 on the cloth
Okay.
damage.
You drop it. You see the water. You see little bits of something. You don't know what it is, like elemental energy, drop into the water and kind of make mini splashes, but the rest of it is just water and vapor, and they dissipate.
So the things that drop into the water, we don't know what they are. Just saw them drop in.
Yeah, it looks like you've destroyed it, and the mist just disappears after about another 30 seconds.
Big man, you need to be a little more careful.
Kale nods as he just pops a potion and just drinks it down.
I
You
can definitely
okay?
tell. I can definitely tell none of you all have been hunting in here.
I am a sorcerer. I blend my magic with my draconic ancestry.
Give me 1 minute, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to be a little more careful because I'm starting to realize we're gonna have a lot of fights.
Luca
I
can
know-
do fire too.
I don't think anybody's a healer, are they?
I am a sorcerer.
Just be careful.
I tried to jump.
No, you gotta kick off.
We saw how well that went.
Like up in the air. Try again.
Okay.
He's just going to look at Gabba and goes, I think I'll walk it this time.
So you're just going to walk over?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk across, not a problem. Who's next? Lyra, you
It was
going
already
across?
there.
Okay, so is everybody crossed over?
Yes, I crossed over.
Okay. All right, so you guys cross over and you continue your trek, following this trail. You are starting to pick up, Luca, that there is definitely a lot of ether bloom energy here, but it's corrupted. There's something that is twisting it and drawing it out in different directions. For what purpose, you are unaware. Where it's coming from, you're unaware. It could be from way deep inside the Mistwood Forest. It could be from the other side. It could be from anywhere. So
She
you
felt
just
good of that
you're,
the day she
you're
arrived.
definitely a bad feeling.
It's just getting worse.
All right, so you guys continue following, and you're about an hour because the hunter's trail kind of fades away at a certain point, and you've now kind of left the actual trail behind a little bit, but you are following the stag's trail, and it grows a little erratic, where you kind of see the frost-covered hoof prints, and then you don't, and then you see them, and then you don't. So it's taking you a little bit of time as it's leading deeper into the Mistwood Forest. So you've been out now almost 2 full hours. And the trail itself leads to the base of a massive blackened oak tree. The bark is cracked and lifeless. Its roots clawed into the soil like talons. Beneath its gnarled branches lies a crumpled figure. Looks like a wood elf, a hunter of some sort. His twisted and pale, his body is twisted and pale, his dark veins glowing faintly along his arms. As you approach, his head snaps upward, glowing eyes glaring with hatred. He rises with jerking, unnatural movements, clutching a jagged longsword that leaks a shadowy energy. Around him, vines writhe to life, forming monstrous shapes that lurch forward and attack. Guess what? Initiative.
I never would have guessed.
Do any of us recognize this elf through his appearance now?
Make me. Well, let's see. Luca, no, because you're just a little bit too new for that. I will allow Gavin to make me a nature check, or a history check, and I will. Alira, you've been here hunting for a while. You can make me a history check as well.
8 for Gabba.
Initiative.
Me?
8 for Gabby. Yeah, Alira, you can make me a history check.
Sorry.
Okay.
History.
Initiative I rolled was 19.
Sorry?
19 initiative.
Not 20 on the history.
20?
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
You faintly recall, it's been maybe 3-4 months since you've seen Felendril Moonglade. He is, or was, a respected guardian of the Mistwood and a quite renowned hunter at one point, known for his deep connection to the forest and unwavering vigilance. His graceful movements once were, quiet and strong, made him the symbol of harmony between elf and nature. So you know his features. You've seen him before, but it has been months. Many thought that he'd just kind of moved off to either the Scarlet Grove or to Gilded Hollow or something on maybe to trade furs or that's what hunters do, right? So you're not sure. No, well, now you know what became of him.
So because he's corrupted, now we know. Okay. So we'll tell the party what she knows, and then
And everybody roll initiative as she shares this information with you. So, Kale, what's your initiative?
My initiative was 18.
18, and I believe that was also Luca's.
19.
Yours was 19. Gabba?
Yeah.
Gabba was 7. Just 7.
7. Alira?
30-20.
30-20. Okay. Kale, what is your dexterity modifier?
Dexterity modifier?
Yeah.
That would be a +1.
+1? Okay. Okay. Top of the round is Illyra.
Okay.
You have, basically what you have is you've got a corrupted hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 vine blights and 1 needle blight.
Okay. So, judging who would be the most dangerous among the hunter, right? Just based on what I know.
Your easiest target and probably your closest target is going to be one of the blights.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be trying to run interference anyway.
Okay. So I will try and attack one of the blights.
Okay, you gonna go for a vine or the one needle?
The needle. I'll go for the needle. How far away am I from it?
You are 30 feet from the
Okay.
needle.
I'm gonna use my bow and attempt to try and hit it.
Go ahead.
All right. Correct. I'm okay. So, okay. I think that's a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. 30,
23. 23.
You hit.
Nice.
I'm trying to make sure I get my math right. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's okay. You're working off of a new character sheet too, right? So
Yes, I am. The first time I've ever actually used her sheet. So
yeah, I did. You'll notice on there when it says actions on those sheets that I made up, the
Mhm.
pre-gens, it actually will say the weapon, and then right beside it will give you the plus for the to hit, and that's
Now-
all included.
okay, even her +2 from her hunting
From her
style
perception.
is already added in. Okay.
It's all added in.
Okay. Yeah. I'm scrolling up and down trying to learn this character sheet, so I
Yeah,
apologize.
it's just I tried to make it as simple as possible. So if you just focus in on the actions, it'll tell you if it's.
I like the way
you know,
I like the way
you're-
it's. I
All right. So
do like the way it's
how much damage?
laid out. All right, D8 plus. There. 12 damage.
12 damage. Excellent. Okay, and next up is Luca. You were 30 feet from the needle blight, 30 feet from the vine blights, and about 40 feet from the corrupted hunter. Oh, you're muted, Luca.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was wondering why I'm like, wait, I don't hear you.
Since they're still a little ways away, she's going to take this opportunity and cast an Armor of Agathis on herself,
Okay.
which gives a protective magical force around you, looking like a spectral frost that covers Luca and her gear, and she gains 5 temporary hit points. And if a
Nice.
creature hits her with a melee attack, while I have those still, then they take 5 cold damage.
All right.
Alright,
You
then
may
it's a
have to remind
second
me of that
level
when I get
slot,
to it.
so actually it's going to be 10. 10.
It's a good spell, for sure.
10 temporary hit points and 10 cold damage.
Okay, so next initiative, the vine blights are moving towards you guys. They only move 15 feet, as does the needle blight. Needle blight moves 15 feet as well. So they are coming closer. So now all the blights are 15 feet from you guys, just so you are aware. And the corrupted hunter moves 30 feet, so he is 15 feet from you as well. So you are aware they're all within 15. So they move. The needle blight will make his action or their action, and let's see who he's going to focus his target on. Who's standing next to Kale? On either side, we don't care if it's on his left, on his right. Who's standing next to Kale?
He was with, I believe, Alira and Gabba last I checked.
Well, as I said, it's depending on where they decided where they're standing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
Gabba would have backed up a bit because the sight of this guy kind of would have. At first, she would have been like, "Oh, someone to help," but as he was kind of getting up, she kind of would have crept back a little bit. So she might be behind Kale at this point.
okay, so you are behind.
Elira
So
steps forward.
you be forward. So you're probably beside. What about you, Luca? Where would you be?
I didn't think about that. Don't know. She would have been probably. Were they walking single file when they came into the clearing?
I would say walking 2 by 2, but we've got Alira kind of in the front, just to the left of Kale, and then right behind Kale, almost following in his footsteps, is Gabba. And then would you be beside Gabba?
Yes, probably beside
Okay.
Gabba.
So you're a little bit back as well. So I'm going to say this is going to be for Kale and for Illyra. I need you guys to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
As needles spray out from the needle blade, headed directly for you two.
8.
8 and Illyra.
I am rolling. Sorry, hang on.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to be taking more damage?
My brain for some reason. The saving throw is a mod plus the thing, right?
It's listed underneath your skills.
Okay,
You are
Fine.
proficient in dexterity and strength.
right.
That's a plus
So-
5 to your dexterity. So you
My
get a
brain.
plus 5 to your saving throw.
Okay, sorry, my brain for some reason is not
Okay.
working right now. Huh, 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 huh. 19.
I know new sheets are difficult sometimes, especially when someone else makes them.
Yeah, I'm trying to adjust to like how to do the character sheet, and my brain isn't grasping certain things right now. But that would be a 19. I will get better at this next time I play her.
So what do we roll?
19.
19. Okay, so you take 3 points of damage. Kale, you take 7.
Ouch. All right.
Okay, that was the needle blight. The vine blights are basically going to cover all of you at this point. I need strength saving throws.
From
If
everybody?
you're not proficient in strength saving throw, then it's just a straight roll for strength. If you are proficient, it's your strength modifier plus your proficiency modifier.
17 for Gabba.
Okay.
All right. Saving throw.
What did you say about the strength?
If you're not proficient in strength saving throw, it's just your strength plus your strength modifier. If you are proficient, you also get your proficiency bonus. That's how the saving throw works.
So you roll a d20?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And the strength modifier is a 1. That's a dirty 20.
So dirty 20. Okay, you're fine. Okay.
And what kind of roll was it again?
Strength. I think you are also proficient
Yes.
in it, I believe, for strength, which is for you, it's a plus 3 for your strength. So D20 plus 3.
Fire. 19 for me too.
19. Okay, and Kale.
I rolled a 16, and I do not have proficiency, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. You rolled a 16. You still saved. Basically, what happened is these vine blights seem to reach out, and other vines from the ground just come to almost like come to life and try to ensnare and restrain you guys. And you manage to strength your way out of it, keeping yourself free moving, which is a really good thing. The hunter, and now as I said, he's at 15 feet. He's actually going to take a 5-foot step. Actually, no. Actually, at this point, he's not. You see him reach for his bow, and as he brings his bow up and just holds it out in front of him, this burst, radiant burst all around him of dark black energy, just eviscerates a 15-foot area around him. So that will reach, actually, that's only going to reach Kale and Illyra again in the front because the other two are actually at 20 feet. So I need the two in the front, Illyra and Kale, to make dexterity saving throws.
Yay!
Would
Well,
Illyra
one
have
you're proficient in. It's a good one for you.
would Illyra have called out this guy's name or said anything like what happened to you or anything to let
Yes.
us know that
Yeah,
this is
she
somebody
did.
that
Like
he wants
Illyra
to?
told everybody what his name was.
Okay.
I completely forget his name.
Sorry, his name is Thelendril Moonblade.
Okay.
Okay.
He's one of the druid guardians of the forest.
Okay, Kale, what was your saving throw?
I think you missed it.
Kale?
15.
Oh, sorry. I rolled a 19 total.
Okay, so you take 3 points of damage, necrotic damage.
19.
Okay.
20 for me.
You take 3 points of necrotic damage. Okay, and that is the end of my turn. So now I move on to, we're going to move on to Gabba. It's your turn.
Oh, fun. Yeah, Gavin's like freaked out by this guy. He's like, okay, what's going on? And just
It looks pretty
watched
disgusting.
her. Yeah, and then just watched her friends get shredded. And she just like, you hurt Gabba's friends. And she kind of rages out. Her hands kind of become sharp claw-like. And she charges the needle blights and just takes a couple swipes.
You taking a swipe at the needle blight?
Yep.
All right.
So one strike with the claw, and that is a 13 to hit.
Okay.
13 to hit, and I believe that actually hits. If I remember correctly. Yes, it does.
All right, that's going to be okay. 8 slashing, and I want to check something. No, I have
8
it.
slashing.
And then I make another. Is it still up?
Yep.
Yep. She'll make with the bonus attack of a follow-up claw attack. Part of that feature, and that is going to be 23 to hit,
That hits.
and that is going to be 7 slashing. Now, was this supposed to be a disadvantage?
Nope.
Okay. And that's it. She just races forward, raging, and just takes 2 claw attacks at one of the needle blights, and just kind of maintains her presence.
All right, so the needle blight goes down with that hit, and the 2 vine blights are still there, and then of course the hunter is still there as well. But you are now within range of all.
That's fine.
And we're at the top of the round. Illyra.
All right. So I will.
So there's 2 vine blights and a hunter. Corrupted hunter.
I think I'm going to attack the hunter this go around.
Okay.
Again with my bow. So.
Oh, joy. Sorry, my kid has made a wreck of my room.
Will be a nat 20, Deacon.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So double your roll.
All right. So I rolled 2 dice, right? Or did they?
No, just take
Or
the
damage?
roll and double it. Roll your damage and just double it, and then add all your.
Okay. So I got an 8, so that would be a 16, right?
Yep. 16 damage plus
Plus
whatever.
5.
Plus 5, so 21.
Mm-hmm.
So 21 damage. Okay, so that's all right. So you hit the corrupted hunter.
For 21 damage. Yay.
That brings us to Luca.
Does the hunter look like that really hurt him much?
It definitely did damage. It's hard. He's not like it's kind of hard to tell because he's almost like an undead. He's not really undead, but he's sort of is. He's basically a corpse that's been animated by corrupt magic from the ether blood. Not sentient or anything
Alright.
else. Just himself, but twisted.
Then I think she'll just go to the tried and true Eldritch Blast, which comes out, by the way, I didn't mention this before, like a crackling beam of energy,
Nice.
and it hits with a loud kind of a sonic-y boom type sound as if it makes contact.
All right. So you're doing 2 of them. So roll me two dice.
No, I'm doing 2 of them?
You're throwing 2 Eldritch Blasts, are you not?
I don't think I can do 2.
What level
you
do you
got
get
one.
to?
I think next level. Is that next? Oh, never mind. I might be next level. My bad.
I'm only 3, level 3.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, not until 5th level. 2 beams at 5th level.
Gotcha.
So I rolled a 17 plus 6.
Nice. All right. It thunks
24.
into the chest plate of the corrupted hunter. Roll damage.
So that would be 6 points of damage.
It definitely damages him. To what degree, you're not quite sure. And that brings us to me.
Yay!
So now that you are within melee range, Gabba, because you moved into attack, the 2 vine blights are going to just try and slam into you with the big, large vines swipe up and go to hit you. The one, oops, wrong dice. It's a 19 to hit,
That hits.
and the other is a 10. So that misses, I'm sure.
Yes.
So slam is 8 points of damage, bludgeoning.
Reduced to 4 because I'm raging.
Raging. Okay, so you get 4 points.
Yep.
Okay, that's them. And as for the corrupted hunter, you see the corrupted hunter still a little bit back from the rest of you. He takes a 5, probably about 15, 20, maybe 20 feet. He moves 20 feet back, allowing the vine blights to kind of act as a barrier of sorts for your passage to get through. And that same longbow that he was holding, you see him turn it up, and it starts to crackle with energy as he reaches back and pulls, an arrow out and draws it back on the bow. You see that black energy just swirling around it, and he takes aim, and he is going to fire at, actually, the person who just did 2 range attacks at him with Luca. So he's going to take shots at Luca. And actually, he only gets 1. So that would be a 16 plus.
Okay,
21.
I'll give 1 ranged attack. Oh,
Yeah, 21 to hit you.
21 would hit Luca, yes.
Okay. So it is from the from the initial arrow is only 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
However, you also do 3 points of necrotic damage.
3 plus 3.
Yeah.
I let my cat in. He was scratching at the door. Promptly knocked my water.
Cat's
clean
got a
the
cat.
house.
Kale, you're up, by the way.
Okay. Is taking a potion an action or a bonus action?
Well, you know what? I haven't really made a ruling on this yet. I know in the new 2024 DMG they have made it a bonus action for giving a potion to yourself or to one of your teammates as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's make it a bonus action. I think it's fair as long as it's just a healing potion.
Okay. That does make this a little bit more complicated. Okay. Then I'm going to have to. How far away is the bad guy?
He's 20 feet away from you now.
20 feet. So I can still walk up to him.
You could, but you'd have to go through the vine blights, which means you probably risk getting entangled.
Yeah.
But you could. If you succeed your saving throw, you could technically get up to him and take a swing.
Okay. First, I'm going to pop my potion. See? Pop my potion.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, I think you've been hit a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I got 10.
all right, so you gain back 10 hit points. Now, what is your action?
My action is going to be I'm going to cast Mirror Image right in front of the bad guy to give the bad guy that looks like that's right in his face.
Yeah, so it gets, there's a chance that it hits the mirror image if he's attacking.
Right. And finally, I'm going to keep a reaction planned out.
Okay. Everybody gets a reaction anyway through their turns if they choose to use it, if they have something they can do. So
As for my move action, I'm going to start approaching the archer.
you are trying to move forward. How far are you moving forward?
As close to the archer as I possibly
So
can.
you can make the full movement. However, you will have to make a saving throw, dexterity save.
15?
15. You manage to keep your strength and push through the vines. And you're now right up to him for next round. Top of the round, we are at
Now he's got someone in front of him and behind him. Ha!
Does not count towards the.
So I am also action to pop a potion.
You're going to take a potion. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm gonna take a potion because I've also sustained damage. Okay, that means 4, 4, 4.
I love this display item.
Yeah, it's a cool looking bottle.
Yeah.
Yay! I get 10 HP back. Woohoo!
Nice.
I am back. Okay, and then I am again going to fire an arrow as my action
Okay.
at the hunter, and I'm also going to try and use Colossus Slayer
All right.
on
Go
him.
ahead.
So that would be. Let's go back up again. Sorry, I was just trying to get my things.
That's okay.
Okay.
You can do it.
22 to hit.
22 to hit hits.
Okay. So then 8 hit. 8 5. So pluses is okay. Basically 2d8. 8. So that would be 16 damage.
16 damage. Nice. That arrow thunks into his upper torso and goes in pretty deep, and it's just sticking out at this point. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a
Luca,
flesh
you're
wound.
up.
Hey, Deacon, did you take that 10 frost damage from Agatha's armor of Luca's when he
shoot.
attacked me?
You can roll the damage, please.
It's just 10
Oh, it's
damage.
10 automatic?
Yep.
Okay. The frost kind of forms around it. The corrupted hunter forms around him, and as it does, you see his skin turn even more pale, but rather than twisting and contorting, it turns blue, like it's frozen, and he drops to the ground. As
Nice.
the corrupted hunter collapses, you see the vine blights kind of writhe back into the forest where they came from and away from the scene. His body, when it drops, it dissolves into ash, leaving behind his bow, his cloak, and a glowing green shard that's embedded in the ground. The shard pulses faintly before cracking and then shattering into like millions of pieces and dust. Its corruption dissipating into the forest itself. Guys are standing there looking around. Make me perception checks as this is all kind of
13.
That's 20.
9.
9
And 15.
and a 15. Okay, you guys barely see it, but you see that the hoof prints of the stag kind of reappear a little bit on the other side of this tree, and moving starts to go a little bit to the right, heading eastward into the woods, but then the trail just stops. The hoof prints are no more. You can't see them. So you're left by this blackened tree, basically with a bow lying on the ground and a cloak.
Can I cast an Arcana check on the shattered crystal thing?
It's gone. Like you don't even see it. It's just dust.
Okay.
Can I go investigate the bow?
You can. As you get closer, you see those faint. It's almost like serpentine worms of black going, around it and swirling around the bow itself.
Interesting.
The devil looks magic.
Yeah. Would it hurt to pick? So can I?
You pick it up.
Luca wants to be careful that maybe cursed.
I know. I want somebody to check it first before I touch it.
Kale raises his hand and goes, if you're looking to see what kind of magic that is, I do have a scroll of identify.
Yeah. Do you mind?
Doesn't check for cursed, just so you know.
Doesn't check for cursed. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll tell you what kind of magic it is. It'll identify the bow, but are you casting identify on the bow?
That was the plan.
Okay. It takes 10 minutes. It is a What?
It's a plus what?
It's a +1 bow with very faint necrotic energy on it. So that +1 damage that you get, it's so the +1 is not just to hit, it's also to damage. It's one, so what it'll be piercing damage +1 necrotic damage.
He goes, this is an interesting bow. It's a +1 bow, but it also has an necrotic energy on it.
But we don't know if it's going to
Unfortunately, I cannot tell if it's
curse
cursed.
anybody who picks it up.
Well,
I
how's the
can try
tree
to-
looking?
Sorry, what was that, Gabba?
Sorry, how's the tree looking? Is it still corrupted and
black.
gnarly, or?
Yeah, it's black, twisted, gnarly. It's been corrupted to the point there's probably no bringing it back, but it doesn't look dead. It's just there. It's almost like
Gabba,
a petrified tree.
gotcha. While they're doing that, Gab will look around for any kind of acorns from the tree to take with her.
Okay, you look around. You do find some old acorns that were dropped by the tree. Make me a perception check. Or an actually make it an investigation check because you're looking specifically for items.
Oh, -1 to investigation. Perfect.
Sorry.
That's a 3.
Okay, so you find 5 acorns.
Hey, that's something.
Luca, what are you doing?
So she would go over to where the elf was. Did you say the body there of the elf is kind of like faded away? There's nothing
It's
there?
gone. It turned to ash and dust, and in its place, there's just a cloak lying on the ground.
Does the cloak look like anything special? She might pick that up.
Okay, you pick it up. It's a nice, well-made cloak. Probably better than most cloaks that you've seen.
She would fold it. Maybe ask other hunter gal if Lyra, if he had family that might return it to. As proof that something happened to him when we found him, but he wasn't truly alive anymore.
Might be a good idea. We possibly could wrap the bow in the cloak. That way we don't touch the bow until we can figure out how or if it's cursed.
Okay, she says that she'd hand the cloak to her to wrap up the bow.
And I'm
So
gonna
as you hand the cloak over, like you pick the cloak up, you've kind of folded it up, you pass it over to Alira, and as you're looking down as they're going to wrap the bow up in the cloak, you see a pouch lying on the ground.
Oh, nice.
Reach down and pick up the pouch. Peer inside of it.
One's tied to a belt. There is 25 gold pieces and 2 gems inside.
Nice.
Each gem is worth 50 gold pieces.
She would say, "Look at here, what I found on the ground." She shakes the gold and the gems out onto her hand.
Nice.
Nobody expects a pouch to be cursed.
Don't give me ideas. So you guys basically pack up and you wrap up the bow in the cloak, and the trail has gone cold. You head back the way you came. As you do, you find you get to the stream first. The stream is just a normal stream at this point. There's no blue glow anymore. The rocks are not glowing. You cross over, you get to that clearing where the vines and that originally were, and there's nothing there but just a kind of a worn out dirt clearing and packed mud. And then you continue back, and eventually you get back to the snow. It starts to get colder and colder and colder. It's nighttime. It's probably about -1, -2 right now. There's no wind, the clear skies. You see the stars above, the moon. Of course, you see the buildings from town. And you guys head back to civilization. of sorts. I will let you know what you found, and you can role play
Mhm.
getting this information um, in the Discord. The bow is not cursed.
Oh, nice.
It is just what I said. It's a
Mhm.
+1 longbow with very faint necrotic energy. So the +1 to hit and +1 to damage. The +1 to damage will be +1 necrotic damage to the target. The cloak is a cloak of the huntsman.
Nice.
It grants advantage on wisdom survival checks for tracking.
Nice.
And then, of course, you got the coin.
Well, if they found
Alright.
that out, then Luca would probably say this would probably be best used by you. And she hands to Elira.
Thank you. Can anybody else use a bow, or am I the only one that can? If that's the case, I will not take any of the gold.
I could use one, but I don't have any need for it.
Gabba
Kale
would
just
probably
goes,
use. Sorry.
you first.
No, this was OC. Gabba would probably just use it as a club anyway.
Yeah, and I don't think Kale uses a bow.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Kale goes, I am a sorcerer. I do not use bows.
I think one suggestion would be for Alira, your bow is a mastercraft bow.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful bow. So you can always give, because even though Luca doesn't have a current need for a bow, she can use it. You can always give her the mastercraft in exchange for a +1 longbow.
Yeah, so I think what
Might be a good
she'll
trade-off. 'cause
do is I
I'll
think
be
she
honest,
will,
valuable.
and like ceremoniously,
What's that?
I think she would take the one, it's wrapped up, but ceremoniously take her bow off.
Yep.
And hand it to Luca and go, can't use it yet, but maybe I can help you learn how to. I trust this will go to good hands. It's finely crafted. It was a gift to me, so now it's a gift to you to
And
learn.
you do know, by the way, Alira, you do know that Luca she's got the homestead the furthest north away from Mistwood, the town of
Mhm.
Mistwood, without being out of its jurisdiction. It's just, and it's the closest to the actual forest as well, other than Fenwin's place. Fenwin is like literally set right into the edge of the forest itself. She's got up the farm of the homestead way up, in the northern parts around, just as it wraps around. So a homesteader, especially near that close to the forest,
Yep,
could always use a good hunter's bow.
Can you DM me the stats for these 2 items, Deacon, so I can have them?
Yep, I can send you I'll put it through the Discord. I'll send
Thank
you
you.
what they are. And then the rest you can divide up that gold and the gems. There is the jeweler will buy the gems at face value at 50 gold pieces each. He's there, like he will do that. That's the unicorn's amulet. That's so if you guys want to role play it at your leisure, selling the gems off and getting some coin and whatever and doing that, feel free to do so. But that is basically the end of the adventure of the Ice Antler Stag's trail.
Yay!
You guys enjoyed. A
Thank
little
you.
foray into the thing. It actually went, I'll be honest, it went a little bit longer, about 45 minutes longer than I originally paced it for. So
We didn't start right away.
Still
It
had
also
fun.
didn't help that it was
We're
25
a
minutes
little
late.
We're a little late, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm glad everybody had fun. At least, I mean, I had fun. I was quite pleased with the way it turned out overall, and I think doing the stream this way, I really like it, and I really hope that people watching that tune into this enjoyed our little role-playing adventure. And if you are interested in D&D, whether or not you're new to it or you're experienced, whatever, please feel free. I'm going to just give you a link right now. It is, of course, http //discord.gg. I know, go figure. It's Discord. The slash, of course, and it's DP6UH3 Those are all capital letters, but lowercase. I keep forgetting it's upper lowercase for Discord. They make things so difficult for us. So it is lowercase DP 6, uppercase UH 3, lowercase J, uppercase D 6, lowercase H. So I will post that as well in the comments or in the description section on YouTube and on Twitch, so that you guys can have it there. Or if you wrote it down now, perfect, great. Come join us. Come say hi. Come grab a pre-generated character or roll your own character, or just watch and lurk for a while and see what everybody's doing. We have a 24/7 live action role playing in this same campaign setting.
Play with us.
We do one shots and other things, and we have multiple DMs, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, thanks for playing. Really, I had fun. And
thank
we
you.
will see everybody
Bye,
on the
everyone.
Discord.
Bye.
Had a blast.
Bye.
Well, I guess we better be going.
I guess.
Carol's gonna go order a holy trinity at the.
Oh, it's cold by now. Oh no, I was in the middle of typing it. That's right. I was in the middle of typing, and we're like, oh yeah, Gab was on the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So